Alright, so we just finished our 2 LF runs, or 6 LF runs for the day, 2 sets, reset. We now have full materials that we need to craft the rest of our LF accessories. This will bring us to full LF. So what I'm going to do is craft 3 accessories, and then I'm going to reroll with energy converters and try and go for perfect stats. Go ahead and hop into it. Appreciate you guys being here for the making of this video. This is being live recorded on twitch.tv/olasherreed. Alright, so as you see, we are full LF, full HH accessories. The reroll process for HH is slightly different from LF because in HH you can reroll with Swords of Sorcery. Once you get to LF, you cannot reroll your gear with the materials, the Twilight resources. You have to actually reroll with energy converters, which you can use energy converter components to create energy converters at Maxine, or you can use these energy converters here. So what I'm going to do is go over here to this limited crafter, and I'm going to craft all 8 of these energy converters before we do anything. And with those limiteds crafted, what we are going to do is we just got 1 drop. We got a Twilight Crown. So we need to craft Twilight Crown 2, Twilight Glow, Twilight Edge, Janice. So underneath equipment, we need again Twilight 2, Glow, and Edge. So we're going to do Twilight 2 here for 5.6 mil. Then we're going to do Twilight Glow. And then we're going to be Twilight Edge. These are all 5.6 mil. We still have resources left, which means we can probably craft boss gear drives after this. I'm gonna dismantle this weapon because I don't need it really quickly. We might craft some boss gear drives after this because I don't think it's worth it to craft weapon frames. You get money, but you're gonna need to optimize your LF gear with the perfect boss drives, and it's all RNG, so you're gonna need a lot of resources for that, depending on RNG. But yeah, we now have full accessories with really bad stats, like really fucking bad stats. Oh, we got short cooldowns on this one though. At least it's really low short cooldown, so we're gonna do that one last probably. That's like literally the main stat we're looking for. So when we go to Trisha, we go to refine. What we're gonna end up doing is go to option refinement, and like I said, we're gonna do the Twilight Edge last. What we're gonna do is Twilight Crown 1 first. And if you look at the options, crit percent is most important. And then outside of crit percent, crit damage is usually most important. So it's crit percent, crit damage, and my accuracy is pretty decent. So I don't really need accuracy, but that would be another attack, or that would be another stat that I would want to stack. Attack is another third stat that I would want to stack, or Soul Vapor received is another stat that I would want to stack. So what we're gonna do is we're going to reroll with energy converter. We're gonna reroll everything. We're not gonna lock anything because we don't have any stats that we really want except for attack, but that's only 96, which is really low. If this was max attack, I might lock it, but because it's not, we're just gonna roll, see what we get. These are all shit stats. We're going for crit percent, max, or crit damage, or really both. Got crit damage, and we got almost max attack. That's not terrible. We really need that crit percent. Like, really need that crit percent. But what I'm gonna do, since that one's, it's no longer the worst piece I have, just because resources are limited, I always like to ensure that I get decent stats on all of them before I roll for perfect stats. And that also helps me get my Refined Selector up anyway. So I'm gonna reroll this next. Alright, next Twilight Crown. Uh, which these are all shit stats. So we roll again. Oh, it's crit percent crit damage on the second ring. All rings are gonna be same stats. It's the earrings and the pendant that's a little different for LF, but mostly the same stats on rings as it would be for HH. All right, so let's reroll again. Still shit stats. Reroll again. Refinement selecting is going up at least, so once we do get stats we need, at least we can keep them. These are still really bad stats, but at least I have crit damage, so it is no longer the worst piece anymore. We're gonna come back to that one next though, because those are still really bad stats. We're gonna reroll the Twilight Glow. We got shorter cooldowns. So, oh yeah, for the stats on the earring, what we're really going for is attack speed, shorter cooldowns, and Soul Vapor. Or you could go for attack, shorter cooldowns, and attack speed. But I really like Soul Vapor because having permanent Soul Vapor means you also get a damage boost. But we have Soul Vapor, attack, and shorter cooldowns, so it's not bad. That Zany from enemy is absolutely useless, but at least we have shorter cooldowns. So at least we have one stat we need. It's at 2%, but like I said, we can use refinements later. So what I'm gonna do is roll the next one. I'm gonna go back to this crown because it's the worst. It doesn't have the main stat we want. The main stat for the rings is crit percent. The main stat for the earrings is short cooldowns with secondary being attack speed. Same thing for the pendant. Main stat, short cooldowns, and then attack speed. But let's see. Let's see if we can get better stats on this. Those are really bad. It's not even really worth. I could restore with BP, but it's not even really worth because uh, the original stats weren't good. And we got crit percent, crit damage, and defense. We're good on that one. We are mostly good. That is max crit percent. The crit damage is not that great, but we got max crit percent. As long as you get the main stat max, you're fairly okay. So if you can get the main stat you want, you're fairly okay. This one has crit damage, but no crit percent. Crit damage is not main stat. Attack is not main stat. But those are decent stats, but we're still going to reroll. And if we get bad stats, we can restore with this. We got crit percent and crit damage. And crit resist. So that's very, very good. It's not max. It's 3%, so that's probably going to be one of the lowest refinements that we get. But what we're going to do is we're going to try and go for perfect stats on one of these two. Which one's better? This one has short cooldowns and attack, and this one has short cooldowns and nothing else is good on it. So we're going to do this one since it's a little worse. And even though it's 2% short cooldowns, well, let's see. It really depends how many energy converters you have, right? Let's see how many energy converters we have left. I have 24. So I'm gonna do 3 rolls with nothing locked, and if I get a higher short cooldown rate, fine. The chances are low. I wouldn't do this too much because you don't want to waste energy converters. But because I have so many, I'm gonna give it 3 per, and let's see what our RNG is before I start locking shit. Those are bad, so we restore because we still want shorter cooldowns. This is number 2. We got short cooldown 1%. That is bad. We'll give it one more try. We got short cooldowns 3%. We got Soul Vapor. It's not terrible. But that shorter cooldown is higher than my other shorter cooldown. And I also have a Refinement Selector now. So what I can do here, now that we're at the point of min-max, right? We have 3% here, 4% here. Those are main stats, and they have crit damage. So we don't have to worry about our rings. What we really have to worry about is this next 2%. I could refine that. However, I'm going to be a little risky here. And I'm just going to lock this 3%. See if I can roll for... Oops. I don't want to do that. I don't want to refine yet. I'm going to be a little risky here. And I'm going to try and roll for... Since I have 3% here, I want to roll for 7% attack speed. Or max attack. So I'm just going to lock the shorter cooldowns. And I'm going to use that refinement selection later. So shorter cooldowns is main stat, like I said. So that's why we're locking that. And got attack and DR, which is a little better than what we had before. It's not really worth restoring because neither one is really what we want. We need that attack speed. I'm just going to keep that for now. Roll again. The attack is not terrible, but it's not good either. So we're gonna roll again. And we have max attack speed. And we have attack. So that's what we want. Those are the stats we're looking for. We're looking for attack speed and short cooldown. Now we have max stats on this pendant. We can be a little conservative here. If we were going for absolute perfect stats, I could max one of these crit damage for like 700 crit damage, almost 694. But I could also save this Refinement Selector for Violent Sun because I'm at a point where my stats are decent. However, I could also re-roll the shorter cooldown to 5%. What I'm gonna do, since I have energy converters though, is I'm gonna try 2 with no locks, and then maybe 4 with the lock. And let's see what we end up with. Let's see if we can get our max attack speed, and let's see if we can get the shorter cooldown higher. So let's be a little risky. Let's reroll. We can always restore. We didn't get shorter cooldowns. We got attack speed, so we're gonna restore back to short cooldowns. We're gonna roll again. We got shorter cooldowns 4%. We got agility. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna confirm that. And now since we have almost max short cooldown, we no longer have to use our refinement. We can save the refinement for next patch's gear, unless we truly want to min-max this current gear, which it would be kind of worth it. It's kind of like user discretion. It's all up to you how you want to do it. But me, I'm gonna be a little conservative. The shorter cooldowns is all I really wanted. So I have 13 of these energy converters left. And what I'm gonna do is lock short cooldowns. I'm gonna roll again, and I'm gonna go for attack speed. So that's really just what I'm looking for. And we got max attack speed, dude. It's that easy, boys. It's that easy, bro. We have crit percent, crit damage, crit percent, crit damage, attack speed, short cooldowns, attack speed, short cooldowns. Once you get 2 of your main stats on your accessories, you're good. You want 3 stats, ideally really 4 of your primary stats. But me, with my resources, I'm not whaling, so I'm not going to be going for absolute perfect stats. I'm going for close to perfect. I'm going to optimize with my boss drives, right? So I'm going to equip these accessories. And for those of you that are still on HH, here's the difference. Whereas I rolled short cooldowns and attack speed on my pendant and my earring, for your earrings, you cannot get short cooldowns on HH. That's the only difference. You'll still be rolling for main stat, attack speed, and attack on earrings. Whereas main stats on earring for LF is short cooldowns and attack. For your pendant, you can get short cooldowns, attack speed, and attack. You see, that's why my pendant is mostly perfect for HH. But it's slightly different for LF. The only difference is, like I said, your earring can get that extra stat, whereas you don't have the extra stat option available for HH. So that is the main difference. But obviously it costs ECs, so it's a little harder to get these. But we have decent stats now. I don't have Brilliant title yet, but I will be pushing over 30% cooldown reduction. My attack speed is at 150%, almost 40% armor break, almost 120% boss damage. And now, as an extra added bonus, since we still have 243 Twilight resources, what we're going to do here is, let's look at our boss drives. We have a C boss drive for crit. We have a B boss drive for boss damage. We have an A boss drive for basic. We have a C boss drive for crit damage, and we have a B boss drive for attack. We have a C boss drive for attack, for crit, and then we have a B boss drive for attack, and then we have a C boss drive for crit damage, and a B boss drive for crit damage, and a C boss drive for crit percent. So if I go over here to Maxine, which is the other way, if I go to Maxine, in the second tab, this is where you would craft your energy converter components to energy converters, by the way. I can craft about 6 if I wanted to, but I'm being conservative. So for my gear familiars, you can craft A, B, C's, and D's here. And the B's have a chance for boss damage, which is very, very important. And I am missing boss damage in my chest, and I am missing boss damage in my shoulders, and I am missing boss damage in my helmet. So those are 3 places where I can get boss damage. However, it costs you can actually only roll D's with Twilight resources because it costs 30 Scars of Sorcery resources for A, B, and C. So I'm gonna start doing HH to optimize for these A, B, and C drives, and then the D drives, which I have none currently in my gear, I can just roll and try and get the best support resources here. And honestly, like I said, you could potentially craft frames with your Twilight resources, but I'm trying to optimize my gear because I'm carrying a lot of these raids currently. So I'm gonna craft these really quickly. 1.5 mil per. And the best ones I get, I'll keep, and the worst ones I get, well, it depends. If I get a lot of good ones, I'll save them for guilties. If they're kind of mediocre, then I'll just sell them on Marketplace. Alright, let's see what we got. We have defense, which is really good. Max HP, not bad. Oh my god. Increased movement speed in combat. Again, not bad. Thing about agility is that I think base movement speed stacks harder than agility. I might go with that base movement speed one over the agility. But let's see. And we got another defense, which is 8%. Well, that one's 15%. So we're probably gonna sell that one. Higher move speed in district, that's really bad. And we got another agility, and we got an attack speed. So honestly, you probably want to go for attack speed and HP. Those are the main stats you probably want to go for in your D drives. I would say honestly, attack speed is gonna be main stat, but HP isn't bad because how low our HP pool is. However, let's say that main stat is gonna be attack speed, and I don't think that's even max attack speed, because if you look here at these D drives, people are selling these agilities for really cheap, whereas the cheapest 1% attack speed is 4.5 mil. Everyone's wanting attack speed on these, but nobody really has the resources. Somebody is selling a 2% attack speed for 70 mil, 2% for 49 mil, 2% for 44 mil. The cheapest 2% is 45 mil. So it's very clear that the most important stat is HP and attack speed. Defense is not bad either though. Don't get me wrong, but you definitely want to go for attack. You kind of gotta take what you can get, to be honest. But I would say HP, defense, and attack speed are definitely main stats. I would definitely want to go for more attack speed though. Just because I like damage, and then HP secondary, and then defense last, right? Because I evade anyway, so it's better to have higher HP on Irwin, and then attack speed. But yeah, that's pretty much it. What I'm gonna do is add a socket to. I'll do my shoulders first, especially because it only has two. Do my shoulders, add a socket, and we are going to add in the attack speed. Flip. Missing an A drive here, obviously. I need to be doing HH on this guy now. Eventually, I will get to that after I get my Brilliant title. Then I'm going to do my chest piece next. Oh, need socket implants, which I'm going to where are these socket implants in here? Oh, here they are. They're pretty cheap. It's like $1 per socket implant. I think I only need, oh, I need two actually. I need two right now. There are certain quests in the game you can get these from, but to be time effective, let's spend the $2. And let's slap one in our chest. We're gonna do max HP. We're gonna do defense. We're gonna sell the other ones. These are the most expensive. Not gonna slap movement speed, knowing I can get attack speed, but these defensive stats are not terrible. And that is it for now, dude. Our crit damage and attack damage is looking crazy. Our crit percent is not bad. I still need to go through and get full crit percent from my boss drives and boss damage reduction. We need to optimize a bit more, but our Irwin is extremely, extremely strong, you guys. Thanks for watching, YouTube. I'm gonna get back to the stream.